Greetings, one and all. As each NHL game is released, the previous iteration of the franchise is discarded quicker than an 85 rated gold player on Hockey Ultimate Team. The NHL video games primarily give each player their overall rating in the game for that year based on their production in the season prior, changing their overall rating accordingly if a player has had a good or a bad season than the one before it. Whilst they are usually right in predicting the rising stars in the league and the players on the tail end of their careers, what these games can't do, however, is be 100% accurate in predicting how each player's career is going to pan out, and whether they will live up to that high rating they were given over the next season or the years that follow. It's now been 7 years since NHL 11 was released for all of us hockey fans to play, and hindsight is always 2020. So let's look at 6 players who didn't live up to their NHL 11 ratings during the following season or in the years that followed after their rating. Number 6, Dustin Penner, 83 overall. Dustin Penner got hot just in time for his NHL 11 rating, as he had career highs of 32 goals and 63 points with the Edmonton Oilers in 2009-10, where he spent 4 seasons and had at least 37 points in each season he was with the Oilers. This success translated into a 83 overall rating in NHL 11, which Penner aimed to improve upon as he joined the LA Kings for the 10-11 season. Penner had 39 points in 62 games with his new LA team, which was a downgrade from the season before, but still relatively solid numbers. However, Penner's numbers continued to decline as the years went on, never surpassing 13 goals or 32 points in what became his last 3 seasons in the league with LA, Anaheim and Washington. Penner clearly was a spark that burnt bright, but far too quickly to become a consistent point producer in the NHL, as he bowed out of the league as somewhat of a nobody when the time came. If the worst comes to the worst though, I guess Dustin could just pen a letter asking an NHL team to pick him up. Get it? Pen a letter? I'm here all video, folks. Number 5, Stephen Weiss, 84 overall. Weiss had been a consistent point producer for the Florida Panthers in the years before NHL 11's release, having at least 42 points in each of his last 3 seasons. The 09-10 season saw him reach 60 points for the Florida Panthers and helped give Weiss his 84 rating in NHL 11. Weiss showed he was worthy of such a rating for the 2 years after NHL 11 was released, as he picked up 49 points in 10-11 and 57 points in 11-12. But his career completely nosedived after that. Weiss from that point on had 2 seasons where he finished with only 4 points and capped everything off with a 25-point campaign on the Detroit Red Wings roster during the 14-15 season. Those 25 points he gained in 14-15 turned out to be in his last season in the NHL, as he moved on from the highs and lows of the league at the end of that season. Well, at least he went out on some sort of a high. Sure, it wasn't the 50 or 60 point margin he was used to at that point, but I mean, I'd take 25 points over 4 any day of the week. It's better than a punch in the face, although that could be arranged if you're really up for it. Number 4, Ilya Bryzgalov, 87 overall. The NHL's funny man for several years, Ilya Bryzgalov had steadily played more games and picked up more wins as each season came and went. This trend continued when Bryzgalov played in his final season with the Phoenix Coyotes in 09-10, where he picked up 42 wins in 69 games to help him get an 87 rating in NHL 11. Bryzgalov joined the Flyers the following season and played well in the city of brotherly love, where he had 36 wins and 33 wins in his first 2 seasons with the Flyers respectively. However, after that, Bryzgalov spent time in the KHL during the NHL's lockout, returned to Philadelphia to pick up 19 wins in 40 games, then he lost his NHL game completely as he bounced around several NHL and AHL teams, never playing more than 20 NHL games in a season or picking up more than 7 wins in a season after 2012-13. It's such a shame that a player with such strong numbers earlier in his career had such a disappointing end to it all, but he had some good years in the league, so you don't have to be mad. Number 3, Marc Savard, 88 overall. This is a pretty sad one, to be honest, so if you don't know how this ends, fasten your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. a point-producing powerhouse on the back end during his career. Savard hit his career high points total of 97 with the Atlanta Thrashers in the 05-06 season. Savard then joined the Boston Bruins for the next season, where he had at least 78 points in his first 3 seasons with the team. The 88 rating in NHL 11 for Savard was well deserved, as he had 33 points in 41 games. But Savard unfortunately never had the chance to properly show whether he was worthy of that rating in the years that followed. Savard had 10 points in 25 games during the 10-11 season, but those 25 games ended up being the last in Savard's NHL career. After 2 concussions in 10 months, Savard was placed on long-term injured reserve, where he has remained until the beginning of this season, when his 7-year contract he signed with the Bruins finally ended. Savard is the prime example of an awesome player who ran into a lot of bad luck and was a solid player whose career was just cut far too short. Whilst it wasn't his fault, I still thought he fit into this list as he didn't get to live up to his rating, so that's why he's here. Number 2, Cam Ward, 88 overall. Cam Ward won the Stanley Cup as a rookie in 2006 with the Carolina Hurricanes, so his career could only go downhill from there. Ward's stats were very up and down, with good years and bad years after his rookie campaign, and his incredibly generous rating for NHL 11 came after a poor season for the netminder, where he had only 18 wins in 47 games. Ward did live up to this high rating in the 2 seasons that followed, however, recording 37 wins and 30 wins respectively. But since the 11-12 season, Ward has never won more than 23 games in a season, and after being the starter in Carolina for a very long time, Ward is currently the backup goaltender behind new Hurricane Scott Darling, as the team is looking to break past the rebuild stage with the once great Ward sitting on the sidelines most nights. Usually players gradually improve their numbers each year, but Ward was one unlucky guy, as his game has seemed to have gotten worse as the years have gone on. One thing's for sure, if you tried to tell an NHL fan now that Ward was an 88 overall, they would probably laugh in your face, so hard that Ward would probably hear it halfway across the world during a game and let in a goal to lose yet another game in his NHL career. Ward is certainly not an 88 anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Kinda messed that one up there, EA Sports. Hey, maybe the day that Ward is rated an 88 again, EA Sports will have fixed the puck pickups in the game. We can only dream. And number 1, Dany Heatley. Dany Heatley was known for dominating the score sheet during the early part of his NHL career, highlighted by back-to-back 50-goal seasons with the Ottawa Senators between 2005 to 2007. Heatley then joined the San Jose Sharks for the 09-10 season, where he earned his 89 rating in NHL 11 due to racking up 82 points in 82 games in his first season as a Shark. He followed that up with 64 points and 53 point seasons respectively, but after that his career numbers started to rapidly decline each season. After his 53-point campaign with the Minnesota Wild in 11-12, Heatley played 2 more full seasons in the NHL and never topped more than 12 goals or 28 points in a season. He also had a 6-game stint with the Anaheim Ducks in the 2014-15 season, but ended up in the AHL for the remainder of that season and moved to the Germans' DEL a year later. Heatley is now an unrestricted free agent at 36 years old. His 89 rating made complete sense at the time, given how Heatley was destroying goaltenders all over the league night in and night out, but no one, certainly not EA Sports, could have predicted Heatley's fall from grace in the NHL, which, judging by his previous career numbers, makes it all the more epic and shocking and makes it all the more ridiculous that something like this happened. Heatley will surely go down as one of the best players in the league to forget how to play NHL hockey properly halfway through his career. But hey, at least he gave Ottawa fans 2 50-goal seasons. It's the only thing their franchise has ever achieved, so we've got to give them that. And there you go! Those were 6 NHL players who didn't live up to their rating in NHL 11. Do you disagree and think that they did live up to their rating? Or do you think I missed someone obvious from this list? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys think. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye!